Dear students, it is the second video for week 14, and in the first video we generally overviewed the type, nature and scope of workplace writing, that how it is important for an employee to establish and promote and thrive in some workplace, whether it is a government sector or private sector. Well, now we are going to cover business letters. Clear? The keyword is here letters. Let's first define simply. A letter is a written message which is written by someone and is mailed to the other person. Is called letter. Again, letter is a written message that is composed by one and is sent to another person at a distance. Fine, that is called letter. No person alone can write a letter to himself. For example, I cannot write a letter to myself. Yes, I can write a letter to you, to my company, to any government official according to the nature, capacity and situation. And I also have expressed generally the correspondence, right, between the private persons with the officials and the officials with the private general public. They also, in one over general term, is called letter. Well, letters are the most ancient form of communication, whether it is social communication and official communication. For centuries people have been doing it. Initially the letters were written on some of the skins, then a time came when the letter were written on parchments, mean cloths, and with the paper inventions letter were written, and so on. Means of transporting the letters were different. Once they used to be pigeons and birds. Time came, the people would also hand over the letters to the travelers going on one caravan, clear, kafle. They would hand over the letters to them and they would personally take the letter and would reach there. Fine. But in 600 in Islamic era, proper letter dispatch system was established and soon it promoted all over the world. Well, with the invention of railway and then sea routes and now by air transportation means letter are different. But in the most recent times, letters have shifted to the internet and now they are called email, electronic mail or electronic letters. That here a person have just finished, he pressed, and the very second that information is received on the other person's laptops. Well, letters are highly significant even though the time has changed, but still according to the law of the land of various countries, when some person has to give a very formal request, demand or inquiry, they do not ask orally, rather than they print it, send to the person, that person acknowledges, then the proceeding starts. Fine. So business letter writing, whether you write on the laptop, you write by type on the typewriter, or you mail it on regular, or you send an email, all are called business letters. And business letters have quite a different taste, style, language, and the attributes plus data. Let's distinct between formal letters and informal letters. The informal letters are the of as the unofficial social communication among family members, friends, colleagues. Clear? Normally they discuss inviting the people on the marriage ceremonies, on birthday parties, or family functions, or sharing condolences. Clear? Writing personal experiences. Fine. So there are many lots of social topics where we can write a business informal letter. There we use colloquial conversational language. We can use poetry, we can use nicknames. We are not bound to give any kind of specific salutations. Clear? Length is at your own consent. You can write a letter of 3 words, and you can write a letter up to the 3000 words, but all the liberties can be enjoyed simply in social letters, not in the business letters. Business letters are a specific communication in official capacity for a specific official issue on which you are an authorized person. We express very key facts. The language is very to the point, short, connected, precise, and professional. And you are not writing it simply on your choice, but it is the duty, it is the requirement of the organization. So this is all a simple difference between the business letters and informal letters. Furthermore, in the informal letters, in the formal business letters, we cannot use slangs. We avoid using cliches. Do not use unnecessary idioms. Be polite. State the proper facts. Fine. Give proper official salutations, and there must be a specific start, development, and end. And you have to sign it and place your stamp if required. Clear? So this is a bit difference between business letters and the unofficial letters. Clear? There are certain principles. Keeping in mind the discussion is much, that business letters are entirely different from the other kinds of letters, from a general complaint letter, from a simple explanation letter. Business letter is different. Fine. Similarly, there are lots of differences between every type of business letters within the domain, and each type is dealt differently. Fine. Compressing all these long ideas, let's read. Business writing strives to be crisp and succinct rather than evocative or creative. It stresses specificity and accuracy. This distinction doesn't make business writing superior or inferior to the other styles. Rather, it reflects the unique purpose and consideration involved when writing in business context, and the key word here is bottom line. All these excerpt connotate simply one thing, that the business letter doesn't require you extraordinary language, creativity, literary sense, not. That is not the basic demand. The very basic demand of a business letter is that you should have a very connected, you must have a good command over the English language or the language you are going to write the letter. Clear keywords, accuracy of fact, be specific to the purpose, and that is the bottom line: specificity, purposefulness, and use. The one who has understood the bottom line can easily generate a letter, and you, for example, can read the letters you being received by banks, especially from the embassy, from if you have applied online to a company and purchased something, or you receive mails and letters. It is much better to read those letters carefully to understand their main parts. Let's read an example for you that what style is. Business writing varies from the conversational style often found in the email messages to more formal legislative style found in contrast. Clear? Legalistic style found in the contrast. A style between these two extremes is appropriate for the majority of memos, emails, and letters. Writing that is too formal can alienate readers. An attempt to be overly casual may come across an insincere or unprofessional. In business letter, as in all writing, you must know your audience. This discussion expresses that in business letter we should neither be very over legalized, over uh, bombastic with highly professional words, that we leave the social expressions. At the same time, we should not be so much social that the other person may be confused whether you are doing a chit chat or writing an official letter. Okay, so best letter is the examples of the both types. Both the approach must be applied. Thereby, when a person is reading something, he should read that you are expressing some scientific, some official, some business purpose appropriately, but he should also be friendly with you, that the word you are using, the courtesy you are applying. Clear? So the discussion made in the 7 C's is actually fully applied here in the business letters and discussions. I hope this that you have understood. And then there is a discussion that what kind of pronouns can be used in letter writing. The first person pronoun I and we and you are important. But remember, where you are writing in your personal capacity, there it is much better that you should write I and we. But when you are representing a company, for example, I am writing a letter on behalf of the BIT. Clear? Here I cannot write, for example, I am writing a letter the number of students to come and join some function being held at the BIT or their parents. I cannot write that I, Mr. Khaled, invite you to enjoy, to come and participate a function arranged in respect of the parents. In this very uh, brief meeting, will discuss the problems their students are. I will discuss the problem the students are facing. Rather, we can say, we are cordially inviting you. We are cordially inviting you in a seminar for the parents training being held on BIT. Ours is the mission to train the teachers, to train the parents so that they may take good control of their students, and we both collaboratively bring good results. Clear? So here you shouldn't prefer he and we, I and you, we have to use we because we are representing uh, our own. We are representing a company. Second thing is that do not use over the passive voice. You must be careful that where you have to use the passive voice and you have to use active voice. In business letters, active voice is much better for a clear, so that it should be written. For example, director has called some person and the HR manager has write you a letter. So you are being invited, you are required to come to office and report. The person is confused that who has asked me when I should come to office and who I report. But if you write clearly, director has asked you to come in the office and report at 10:30. So this message is direct and fully understandable for the employee. I hope you have understood. Thank you very much.